Hello everyone. In previous lecture we have studied about the types of container and the materials used for the container. So the next point from this chapter is the closures. Okay. So closures are nothing but the caps. Okay. So a closure is a part of the package which prevent the content from escaping and allow no substance to enter the container. What is meant by closure? It is a part of packaging system, or these are the different devices which prevents the contents from escaping from the container and allow no any substance to enter the container. ओके, क्लोजर्सचा किंवा कॅप्सचा यूज काय आहे? कंटेनरमध्ये जो काही प्रोडक्ट आपण फिल केला आहे तो एस्केप न होऊ देणे आणि इतर जे काही बाहेरचे कंटॅमिनंट्स असतील, डस्ट पार्टिकल्स किंवा एनी अदर सबस्टन्सेस, ते आतमध्ये कंटेनरच्या आतमध्ये न येऊ देणे यासाठी आपण काय करतोय तर क्लोजर्सचा यूज करतोय. सो अगेन these devices are used to open and close the container. So there are different types of closures such as screw on or threaded or lug type type closures, then crimp or crowns type closures, then press on, then roll on, and the friction type of closures. So we will see one by one. What is meant by threaded screw cap? Okay, so you can see in the diagram below. So when a screw cap is applied, its threads get engaged with the corresponding threads molded on the neck of the bottle. Okay, जे काही आपण रेग्युलर कंटेनर्स यूज करतो आणि त्याचे जे काही क्लोजर्स किंवा कॅप्स जे आहेत त्यांना आपण काय म्हणतो? दीज आर द थ्रेडेड कॅप्स. दे हॅज द थ्रेड लाईक स्ट्रक्चर्स. ओके, सो व्हेन वी engage that closure with a container, it get fit over the threads on the neck of the container. ओके, कंटेनरच्या नेकवरती सुद्धा थ्रेड्स तयार केलेले असतात. सो जेव्हा ही कॅप आपण फिट करतो त्यावेळेला ते थ्रेड्स हे एकमेकांमध्ये लॉक होतात. जनरली दिस स्क्रू कॅप इज कॉमनली मेड अप ऑफ मेटल ऑर द प्लास्टिक्स. ओके, and the metal is usually tin plate or the aluminum, and in plastic is a thermoplastic and the thermosetting material. Okay, generally these screw type of closures are made up from the metal or the plastic, and in metal the tin and aluminums are used, and either thermosetting or the thermoplastic polymers can be used to make such type of closures. Again, these screw closures or threaded screw caps has the three parts, that is cap, wad and the liner. ओके, जर का तुम्ही कधीही ऑब्झर्व केलं असाल, जे काही आपल्या बॉटलचे क्लोजर्स असतात मेटलपासून तयार झालेले वगैरे, त्याच्या आतमध्ये आणखीन एक प्लास्टिकची शीट किंवा रबरची शीट असते. ओके, दॅट इज नोन ॲज वॅड अँड द लायनर. So this wad, it is a seal which prevents the contamination of the product, and it is made up of a material which does not absorb the product, or it is made up from the rubber or the silicone rubber. Okay, the next type of closures are the lug type closures. So the lug cap is similar to the threaded screw cap and operates on the same principle. So it is simply an interrupt threads on the glass finish instead of continuous threads. Okay, लग टाईप तुम्ही डायग्राममध्ये पाहू शकता. जस्ट त्यांना एकच थ्रेड असतो आणि ते आपल्याला कंटेनरच्या वरती प्रेस करायची असते. So unlike the threaded closure, it requires only a quarter turn. जस्ट आपल्याला एकदाच ते टर्न करावं लागतं. फॉर एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही जाम्स वगैरे पाहिले असाल तर त्याचे जे ग्लास बॉटलचे वरचे क्लोजर्स जे असतात ते आपले लक टाईप कॅप असतात की ज्यांना आपल्याला फक्त एकदाच क्वार्टर टर्न द्यायचं असतो आणि त्याला एकच स्क्रू लाईक स्ट्रक्चर असतं. ओके. अगेन द लक कॅप इज यूज फॉर बोथ द नॉर्मल ॲटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर अँड द व्हॅक्यूम प्रेशर क्लोजिंग. ओके. जरी आपल्याला ते कंटेनर स्टरलायझेशन अंडर ॲटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर किंवा व्हॅक्यूममध्ये करायचं असेल तरी अशा प्रकारचे क्लोजर्स आपण त्या कंटेनर्सला यूज करू शकतो. Then next are the crown caps. So this style cap is commonly used as a crimped closure for the beverage bottles. So you can see in the diagram cold drinks किंवा बेवरेजेसचे बॉटल जे असतात त्यांना क्राऊन लाईक कॅप्स असतात की ज्या आपल्याला मशीनचा यूज करून त्याच्यावरती फिट करायचे असतात. Then next are the roll-on closures. Generally these are the aluminum roll-on cap can be sealed securely, open easily and resealed effectively. Again resealable, and these are the non-resealable and the pilfer-proof type of roll-on closure are available for use on the glass or plastic bottles. Okay. The next type of closures are the pilfer-proof closures. It is similar to roll-on closure but has a greater skirt length. Okay, हे जे काही pilfer-proof closures आहेत त्यांची लेंथ ही जास्त असते. So this additional length extends below the threaded portion and fastened to the basic cap by the series of narrow bridges. ओके. बॉटलच्या नेकला जे काही वरती थ्रेड्स असतात त्याच्यासुद्धा खाली हे क्लोजर जाऊ शकतात आणि जेव्हा आपण ते ओपन करतो त्यावेळेला काय होतं, एक्स्ट्रा पोर्शन जो असतो तो बॉटलच्या नेकमध्येच राहतो आणि आपण त्यातून फक्त कॅप सेपरेट करू शकतो. आणि ती रिंग आणखी वरची कॅप याच्यामध्ये असे नॅरो ब्रिजेस केलेले असतात. तुम्ही कधी सील्ड बॉटल ओपन करताना पाहिलं असाल की त्याच्यामध्ये एक रिंग असते आणि वरती कॅप आणि त्या रिंगला असे नॅरो ब्रिजेसने ती जॉईन केलेली असते. सो जेव्हा आपण ती अँटीक्लॉकवाईज फिरवतो तेव्हा काय होतं, ते थ्रेड्स ते मधले ब्रिजेस ब्रेक होतात, आणखीन ती रिंग आणखीन कॅप सेपरेट होते. अगेन ती रिंग त्या बॉटलच्या नेकमध्येच राहते आणि फक्त आपण क्लोजर सेपरेट करू शकतो. So when the closure is removed, the extra portion remains in the space on neck of the container and this indicates that the package has been opened. Okay. जर काही सील किंवा ती रिंग सेपरेट आउट झालेली असेल तर आपण ओळखू शकतो की तो कंटेनर हा प्रॉपरली सील्ड नाही आहे किंवा तो याच्या आधी ओपन केलेला आहे. सो अशा प्रकारचे सील्ड नसलेले कंटेनर्स आपल्याला यूज करायचे नाही आहेत. ओके. सो these are the, then next one is the materials for the closure. So first one is the rubber. So rubber is used mainly for the construction of closure meant for vials, transfusion fluid bottles, dropping bottles and as a washers in many other types of product. ओके. तुम्ही डायग्राममध्ये पाहू शकता की अशा प्रकारचे क्लोजर्स, रबर क्लोजर्स हे इंजेक्शनच्या वायल्ससाठी यूज केले जातात. Then the different types of rubber used are the butyl rubber. Okay. So butyl rubber has some advantages like there is permeability to the water vapor. Okay, they are permeable to the water vapor. Again, water absorption is very low. Again, they are relatively cheaper as compared to the other synthetic rubbers. Again, it has some disadvantages like they shows the slow decomposition takes place above 130 degrees Celsius. Again, the oil and solvent resistance is not very good. Okay, they can react with some oily or some solvents, so they may interfere with the purity of our product. The next are the nitrile rubbers. Nitrile rubbers are oil resistant due to the polar nitrile group. Okay, in the composition of nitrile rubber, it contains a nitrile group which is resistant to the oils. Again, they are heat resistant. They can tolerate the heat of the sterilization. Again, they have some disadvantages like they shows the absorption of bactericide and leaching of extractives are considerable. Okay, they may absorb some bactericides or preservatives which are added in the product. The next are the chloroprene rubbers. Chloroprene rubber has some advantages like their oil resistance, and again they shows the heat stability. They are stable at high temperature. The next are the silicone rubbers. Again, silicone rubbers has some advantages like their heat resistance, then extremely low absorption and permeability to water. They not absorb to water, or they cannot permeate the water also. Then again they have some disadvantages like they are very expensive. Okay, they has a high cost. You can see in the diagram that the closures made up from the silicone rubbers. Okay, so up to this we seen the different types of containers and different types of closures and the materials used for the containers and closures. Okay, so which type of questions are asked from this chapter? That is, write down the advantages of glass. Again, write down the disadvantages of glass as a material. Write down the types of glasses. Again, write down the advantages and disadvantages of plastic as a material for the containers. Again, write down the types of container. They can ask define hermetically sealed containers or define tightly closed containers. Then next they can ask write down the different types of closures. Okay, so you have to write what you have seen in the lecture. So you have to remember all the types of containers and closures. The next one are the aerosol containers. The next are the aerosol containers. Okay, we have seen what is meant by aerosol in the first chapter. So aerosols may be defined as these are the dispersed phase system in which the very fine solid particles or the liquid droplets get dispersed in the gas which act as a continuous phase. Okay, so these are also called as pressurized dosage forms. In gaseous dosage form, we have seen about the aerosol packaging, about the aerosol dosage form. So now we will see what is the packaging for that aerosols. So aerosols are nothing but these are the dispersed system in which the very fine solid particles are dispersed in the gas, or either the liquid droplets are dispersed in a gas. So here the gas is act as a continuous phase, or gas is act as a vehicle in which we are mixing our solid particles or liquid droplets of the drug. Then which are the different advantages of these aerosols? First thing is the medicament can be delivered directly to the affected area, such as burnt skin and the wounds. So it minimizes the discomfort caused by the mechanical or the manual application. ओके, जर तुम्ही जर का पेन रिलिव्हिंग स्प्रेज वगैरे यूज केले असाल, ओके, सो त्याचं ॲप्लिकेशन कसं आहे, डिरेक्टली आपण काय करतो आहे, अफेक्टेड एरियावरती किंवा वाउंड्सवरती आपण तो स्प्रे करतो आहे. ओके, सो इथे आपल्याला कुठेही मेकॅनिकली किंवा मॅन्युअली टच करावं लागत नाही आहे, किंवा ॲप्लिकेशन करत असताना आपल्याला कोणताही डिस्कम्फर्ट फील होत नाही आहे. सो द ड्रग्स डिरेक्टली गेट अप्लाइड ऑन द अफेक्टेड एरिया. Also, the absence of air prevents the oxidation of product. Okay, there is no contact of the product with the air or the oxygen, so it prevents the oxidation of our product. Also, our product get protected from the hydrolysis because of the atmospheric moisture. There. Also, the drug can be given by oral inhalation. Okay. Then the sterility of the product can be maintained. Here there is a no contact of the product with the atmospheric environment, so that the sterility of the product is maintained. Also, its application is easier. So these are the some advantages of using this aerosol. Also, it has some disadvantages, like aerosols are costly preparation. Okay, because of their product cost is high, manufacturing and the packaging cost is high. These dosage forms are costly. Also, the propellants or the gaseous continuous phase which we are using, it may be toxic. The next we will see the formulation of aerosols. The aerosol container used for pharmaceutical product is usually made up of aluminum. ओके, जे काही कंटेनर्स आहेत आपले एरोसोलसाठीचे स्प्रेज, ओके, ते ॲल्युमिनियमपासून तयार केलेले असतात. अगेन हायड्रोकार्बन प्रोपेलंट in its cooled liquid phase is added to the container along with the product. Okay, the different propellants, that is hydrocarbon propellants, in its cooled liquid phase, they are added to the product, which helps to escape our product from the container, or they propel our product from the container. Again, a spray nozzle contained in a gasket metal is crimped over the opening of the container. Okay, at the neck of the container, the spray nozzle is fitted. A deep tube is attached inside, which draws the product through the spray nozzle. Okay, so these are the components of aerosol, that is propellant, container, wall and actuator, and the product concentrate. Okay, so you can see in the diagram also which are the different parts of aerosols. At the upper side it has the actuator. Okay, then next one is the wall, then propellant vapors, then it has a aluminum can, the deep tube, and again product and the liquid propellant. Okay, so what is that propellant? Propellant develops the pressure in the container. Generally, the compressed gases such as carbon dioxide or the nitrogen and the liquefied gases like methane and ethane can be used as a propellant. Okay, compressed carbon dioxide and nitrogen can be used, or the liquefied gases like methane and ethane can be used as a propellant. So compressed gases are not commonly used. So these days propellants like trichlorofluoromethane, dichloro-difluoromethane, dichloro-tetrafluoroethane, and the difluoroethane are used as a pharmaceutical aerosols. Again, the various additives such as solvents, then antioxidant, then surface active agents, and the flavoring agents are also included in the formulation. And see, these propellants, then medicaments and other additives like antioxidant, surface active agents, flavoring agents, solvents are filled in the aerosol container. So we will see about the container. Okay, so in pharmaceutical aerosol packaging, the containers are made up from the metals such as plated steel, aluminum and the stainless steel, then glass and the plastic. These containers can withstand the high pressure. Okay, under high pressure आपण त्याच्या आतमध्ये प्रोडक्ट फिल केलेला असतो. So such containers can withstand the high pressure. The next one is the wall. Okay, you can see in the diagram there is a wall. The wall use should such that it can be easily open and closed. So they deliver the contents in the desired form. They can produce the continuous spray or the foam. The next part is the actuator. Actuator, it helps in the easy opening and closing of the valve. So these are various type of actuators are there, like they produces the spray or the fine mist or the foam. The next one is the deep tubes. Then the deep tubes are made from the polyethylene or the polypropylene. It conveys the liquid from bottom of the container to the wall at the top. Again, it prevents the propellant to come out without dispensing the contents of the package. Then these aerosols are filled by two processes, like cold fill process and the pressure fill process. Okay, here it is a diagram for the aerosol container. There has the actuator, valve, then spray nozzle, deep tube, again propellant, mixture of propellant and the liquid ingredients. Okay, so in exam this diagram is important. Again, different part of the container are also important. Okay, they can ask write down the note on the aerosol packaging, so you have to write along with the diagram the different parts of container, and you have to explain the construction and working of each part of the container. Okay, so here we have completed the second chapter, that is pharmaceutical packaging. Now we will continue with the third chapter, that is size separation, in the next lecture. Again, any query you can ask me. I have also already provided the PDF notes for this chapter, so go through that, and for any query you can ask me at any time. And thank you for your attention. Okay, thank you.